Welcome to the journey home. My name is Catherine and I live in Nova Scotia, Canada. The following is a oracle reading for you, cards that I pulled that I will read fully from and without advertisement. Please subscribe, hit the like, and enjoy your reading. This card chosen for you is from the Faeries Oracle by Brian Froud. Card number 26. Oh, that gnome. Trickster, creative chaos, wild gifts, breaking habits and patterns. This is the trickster who exists in every world. He comes to us wearing our own faces to fool us into thinking that his ideas are our own. He brings creative chaos into our lives. He helps us break down old habits by showing us how silly they are. He encourages us to fall on our faces so that we get a different point of view, looking up past our mud-smeared noses. He helps us get ourselves into situations in which we discover gifts we never knew we had, often because there is no other way out of the mess we got ourselves into. As Brian mentions, that gnome is unreliable and sometimes encourages drunkenness. This is true. He certainly doesn't always do as we expect, but our expectations are our problem, not his, he says. As for drunkenness, in vino veritas, in wine there is truth. When we let down our mental sensors and filters, we sometimes come up with discoveries about who we really are and what we really want that we hadn't let ourselves know. When he appears, it is a breakthrough time, and all too often, the first step in breakthrough feels just like a breakdown. There are better ways of doing this than getting drunk or going through a psychotic break, but the better ways take skill, and he has to work with what he has, us just as we are. That gnome tells wild and wonderful long-winded stories, complete with demonstrations of the action and much arm waving. An online group member says, he adds, that gnome is full of knowledge, but the trick is sorting out the truth from the fiction. It takes a lot of good sense to be able to listen to him. He isn't known for his patience. If that gnome breaks a vase, the pieces will fall into patterns of great significance and meaning, but it is up to us to read and understand it. He is the potentially constructive force of chaos. That gnome is also the keeper of our wild talents, the ones we may not even know we have. When he appears, it is often to call our attention to our latent gifts. In a nutshell, which is where he claims to belong, his job is to help us get lost from our comfortable ruts so that we will explore wonderful, exciting, and strange new paths. He is a good friend of Raven, the philosopher trickster, and Coyote is one of his many disguises. He is so smart that he sometimes outsmarts himself. Can you laugh at yourself sometimes and let the laughter carry you into new insights and new ways of being? Then that gnome within you is waving his fairy wand gleefully. As a message, it's time to leap into the air, letting the earth turn beneath you and discover where you come down again. Reasonable risks are okay. Even unreasonable risks are probably okay. Use your head and look before you leap, of course. But do so understanding that the actual jump is likely to be very rewarding. No guarantees, but then there never really are anyway, no matter how pretty the paper they may seem to be printed on, and the scroll work around the edge. In a reading, the presence of that gnome tells us that the forces of chaos are at work. Things may not be as they seem, and this may very well be a good thing. Look for the unexpected, find the opportunity in it, and go for it, he says. That no matter how confused things may seem, there is a way to make them better. But it is a creative way, one you haven't tried before, he says. Think amazing new thoughts. As a warning, in a way, a trickster is always reversed and sometimes even perverse. Sometimes the reverse is even reversed into other dimensions. Standing on his head, that gnome could be saying, be careful, there is trickery going on. or he who hesitates is lost, or play it safe, or fools rush in where angels fear to tread. But this isn't necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes fools accomplish things that angels thought impossible. Or he'll say, complete honesty may not be the best policy, but lying is definitely not the best policy. Or, discretion is the better part of valor. But which, you ask, is the real answer? Oh, you want that kind of an answer? A neat one in a box? I'm sorry, but that gnome doesn't do those kinds of answers. He is just here to shake you up, jolt loose some preconceptions, help you to see yourself and your situation as it really is, and aid you in finding a new and unorthodox response. That's all. Before I read the second card for you, just a reminder to please hit the like and help me beat those algorithms. For every like that you give me is potentially 1,000 suggestions and recommendations on YouTube. Thank you and God bless. Enjoy the rest of the reading. This card pulled for you is from The Fairy Forest, an Oracle of the Wild Green World by Lucy Cavendish. Number 9, The Wild Hunt. Excitement, frenzy, journey. There is for all of us a moment when excitement and nerves fuse, when we prepare to journey and do something we have anticipated for a long time. In the fairy realm, this sensation is created by the adventure known as the Wild Hunt. This is a gathering which takes place not only within the realm of fairy, it is one where the fairy king and queen lead fairy hounds and fairy horses on a hunt throughout the countryside, dipping into and out of the fairy lands, surfacing in the human worlds from time to time, cleansing toxic energy, allowing natural forces to begin to flow through the cleared energy paths, awakening the wild world to brightest life once again, and leaving a trail of ecstasy and bliss after the frenzied storm of their ride. The Wild Hunt is fierce, powerful, a little frightening, and thoroughly thrilling. And this fairy queen is preparing herself for the joys and challenges of this great springtime event. So too, you need to prepare yourself for some chaos, a wild time when change tears through and upends all the order you have attached yourself to. You may need to pack, travel, find ways to move quickly. Stop planning and organizing for a moment and just go on an immensely enjoyable ride of your life. The time coming for you is delirious in its excitement, and you fear this loss of control and order. But truly, it will refresh you, just as it sears the very edges of your nerves. Dress up, show up, and prepare to be amazed. Take a deep breath, find your voice, and begin to cry out at the top of your lungs, "You are alive, my friend," and will feel so more than ever before when the Wild Hunt touches your life. Artwork, Queen of the Meadow. If you're still here, thanks for listening to this oracle reading. And please join us Wednesdays and Sunday nights live. If you would like some free cards pulled for you, I would love to pull them for you. Check the website out too. There are all kinds of perks for members over there. God bless, and talk to you again soon. Bye-bye for now.